Hello everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tomato Talk Live. I'm Lauren, or Mrs. Tomato Head.
And I'm Jen, also known as Jen Joy.
We are at a special time today, but we have a very good reason, right, Jen?
Yes, we do.
Why?
We have Alex from Lucky Garden with us, and we had to do a special time because it's 9 o'clock where he is right now at
Yes,
night.
right. He's in Belarus.
If we did it at 7, it would be what, like 3, 4 in the morning? I can't.
Yeah.
3 in the morning.
While
yeah.
he's a night owl, that's a little much to ask. So thank you all
Yes.
for joining us. Those of you watching live, this is recorded too, but thanks for joining us at this special time.
Yes, thank you.
I love Lucky Garden.
Me too. Oh, yes. I fell in love with him and he made my list so long. I grew a lot of the suggestions from videos I watched from him last year in my garden this year. He just
Yeah.
makes every single tomato he talks about look like it is the most delicious tomato ever. And I have to have it. I have to grow it. I have to taste it.
Me too.
He makes really, really gorgeous videos.
Before we came live, we were talking to him backstage, and you had the very best description of his channel. What did you say?
It is tomato porn.
It
His
is.
videos are tomato porn.
It is. And for those of you not familiar with his channel on YouTube, we're going to show a little bit. We're going to meet him. He actually does the channel both in Russian and I don't think it's Belarusian like he was talking about yesterday. I think it's Russian and English.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. English is not his first language, but he does a great job
Yeah, he does.
of it. So, and I notice every time he puts out a video, the wish lists in Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap always include his stuff every single time, including mine. He makes my wish list grow. I'm like, ooh, Alex likes that. It must be good.
Yeah, he just put up a video today, and I added 2 more to my wish list from that video.
Yeah, we're going to show a little bit. He just put one up a couple of hours ago. So for those of you watching for the first time, we do this on the first Friday of each month. We started it back in July, Jen?
Yeah, it's we've done quite a few.
Yeah. Sometimes we're by ourselves. Other times we have guests. We ask guests to come on who offer something of value to the tomato world, and Alex definitely does. I discovered him about a year ago. For those of you who don't know about our Facebook group, Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap, or TLC, we started that in July as well. It's a fantastic group. I would say, not being biased, but it is the best tomato group on Facebook. Very kind and generous place. So we would love to have you. You don't need to be a tomato expert to be a part of it. We have all started somewhere, so we help build collections and knowledge. We do all sorts of games and giveaways. I did a post yesterday. I swear I'm so humbled by all the people wanting to give away seeds.
It's crazy. It's crazy just how giving our group members are.
Yeah,
so generous. They just want to share the tomato love, which is what we're about. So I'm all about that.
And 100% drama free, which is I think something that's great too.
None of that. We've been there, done that. We don't need to do it again.
Been there, done that. Yes. Before we bring on Alex, let's talk about, we have a couple guests coming up the next couple of months, and we're working on some others, but the ones we have officially booked next month, Friday, February 2nd, back at our regular time at 7 p.m. Eastern, we have Karen Olivier, who's joining us. She's from Northern Gardener in Canada. She has some amazing varieties of tomatoes.
And I just completed her collection today.
Yeah, just today?
I'm growing all the ones I haven't grown, which is pretty much all of them except Belarus. I'm growing all the rest of them.
I'm growing them too. I'm super. I'm excited for all of them, but Cowboy in particular, Taiga,
yeah.
She uses one of
Karma series.
I grew Karma Miracle this year. It was one of my favorites. It's fantastic. So she'll be with us. She loves breeding heart tomatoes. So February is an appropriate month for her to be on Queen of
It's
Hearts.
Valentine's Day.
Yep. And then we have Bill Yoder coming on, tomato breeder Bill Yoder on March 1st. I'm a
So
huge fan
excited for
of
these.
his stuff.
They're going to be so awesome.
I know. I can't wait to have
Oh,
him on.
these tomato people. Oh,
released the Prince collection with some Prince songs, 1999, Raspberry Beret. And
so
then he's
cool.
working on a Depeche Mode series also. In fact, just a couple days ago, he released some of the, I forget if they were more of the Prince collection. I think there were some of the Depeche Mode ones. So we have
I
to
think it was Depeche
update.
Mode.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
goodness,
think so
yes.
too.
Every single one is like want.
Right. I know. He's very gifted. So he will be on in March, and then the rest is yet to come. So without further ado, let's bring on. You have anything else to say before we bring Alex on?
Oh no, let's
Yeah,
bring
let's
it.
do it. Yeah, let's do it. So introducing Alex Chumis
Hey guys.
from all the way from
Hello.
Belarus.
Yes.
Hi everyone.
I
Tomato
know.
Express is here.
Tomato.
Yeah, Tomato Express is here.
That's something that Alex says at the beginning of his videos, if you don't know, and I will show a segment of his latest video here. But thank you so much for joining us, Alex.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks.
It's wonderful to
Thanks
have you.
for
I'm
the
so
invitation.
excited.
It's an honor to be here, guys. It's an honor to talk to you and your viewers.
Wonderful.
Well,
We are very happy to have you.
We are, and Jen, thank you for asking him for us. I know you guys have developed a friendship because of your tomato YouTube channels and all of that. So if any of you have any questions at all for Alex, and I know there's going to be many because I sure have some, just put them on the screen. Michael, our producer, looks like he's doing a fantastic job making sure if you're watching from the Facebook group, you and you want your name to show and be eligible for prizes, you need to grant StreamYard permission. So we already have a comment here from Facebook. Sherva says, you sound just like your video. I know, it's cool, right?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I never thought I will actually sound the same way.
You do. You sound exactly the same.
You do. And it's super cool to have you here. So, gosh, where do we start? Like, how did you, I discovered you about a year ago.
Yeah,
And
I think it's about the same, maybe a little bit more.
You do. How long have you had your channel in Belarus? And then when did you, I know you also do it in English. How long have you had both of those?
I think it's like 8 years for my primary channel, which is in Russian, and I've made a couple of videos, probably 4 to 5 years ago in English. So it was like just a try, and I didn't take it serious really until I met my friend Patrina Small of Australia, who speaks English in Australia. That's no surprise, and she helps me with the channel. So I've decided to run my 2 channels, both in 2 languages, in Russian and in English.
So Patrina helped you with
my accent was awful and so on.
Patrina,
I had to improve my skills a lot. Yeah.
No, you do a great job. I've told you yesterday, I've never had a difficult time understanding you. You do a great job.
Yep.
So Patrina encouraged you to do an English version.
I must say she helps me a lot when watching my texts before I record my voice for the videos, and she says, well, you should better say some phrases another way. So
okay.
So she helps. I appreciate her help very much, because you know English is not my even second language. It's my third, so it's not as easy.
Well, you do an amazing job, and I for one am very grateful you do it in English, because like Jen said, what you offer is tomato porn. Before we go any further, maybe we should just show one of your videos for anybody. I can't imagine people are watching that don't know about you, but I want to show a little bit of it so you guys know. You have to look at the footage that he takes, and just the way he shows everything. I could watch it all day long. In fact, I have sometimes watched it all day long. So let's show this a little bit. This one's just released a couple hours ago.
Yeah,
Hi
I've already
everyone.
watched it.
Today we are going to dive back into the world of exotics and flavor. The 5 varieties that I'm going to show you were able to reveal their best qualities, so I can proudly tell you about them. You can never have too many delicious tomatoes, so if you are ready, let's not waste a minute and get to the review. Tomato Express is on its way. Take your seats. We are getting started. And first, I'll show you this Zebra Eel tomato by Tom Wagner. This high-growing variety grew on the edge of my greenhouse, so at the end of July, I had to limit its growth to a height of 5 feet 11 inches or 1.8 meters, as it practically rested on the roof. The tomatoes look undoubtedly beautiful. Dark red, rather even the color of dark cherries with green stripes, and their shape varied from almost rounded to flat-rounded. The yield potential of the variety is hard for me to estimate as I grew only one plant, but according to reviews from different people, it can be different. However, this is true of almost any tomato variety. The first harvested fruits weighed around 8.5 ounces or 240 grams. Later, there were larger ones, so the size is quite good. The flesh is juicy, dark cherry color with greenness in the seed cavities, and the aroma is felt from the first bite. It's immediately clear that this is a product of successful selection. Complex, rich, intense flavor, sweet with acidity, it literally crashes into the receptors. Well, this is another great tomato zebra. Certainly not the first one I've tried, but one of the most delicious to my mind. On the other hand, I don't want to compare Zebra Eel to other similar tomatoes in terms of flavor. It's just good on its own, just the way it is, and it has that very tomato tartness, without which for many people the flavor picture may not be quite complete. The variety didn't show any super yield, but at the same time the fruits were enough. And most importantly, they were tasty. So I can say that the Zebra Eel variety in general justified and somewhat even exceeded my expectations. And now
I mean,
Mhm.
come on.
I have a question before I forget to ask it. Where did you get your scale that has the tomatoes on it? That thing is epic.
Well, I don't think it's something special, really. I just walked inside the store and here it is. And
Oh, really? Because
I don't
yeah,
know.
We
That
need
was
stores
really
like
easy.
that here in the
yeah,
United
we don't
States.
have no tomato scales here in America.
I just like
I bet you do.
no, believe me, Jen and I
You
have
need to.
found tomato pajamas, so we're capable of finding
We'll keep
anything.
looking. We'll keep looking.
um, as a tomato lover and enthusiast, watching that video, there's no information that you did not offer on that tomato. That I can. You offered the breeder. In fact, I grew Zebra Eel this year also and loved it.
Mhm.
And I'm currently working on a breeder list. We offer breeder resource lists in Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. I'm working on a Tom Wagner one at the moment. Not everybody credits Tom Wagner with Zebra Eel, which I find funny. I I I really like. I feel strongly about crediting breeders whenever we know. So
Yeah.
you offered everything there is to know about that tomato.
I think it's fair because people have to know not only about the variety itself, but about the breeder as well,
Right.
because they, that's the person who stands behind the the story of this variety, and
Exactly.
it's a really hard work to create a new one. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think Bill Yoder will tell you about it. So
Yeah.
as Karen Olivier.
Yes. Yes.
They've spent years to create their wonderful varieties, and
Right.
Are you
they
trying to breed
like
any? I'm sorry.
yeah. I've made 2 crosses last year. The first one was the cross of Uluru Ochre Dwarf Tomato
Mhm.
and as a mother's plant, and The father was the Rebel Starfighter Kaylee and Pink, a new
Wow.
variety
Oh.
by Roscoe.
Hmm.
But I only have 3 seeds, and I know they will germinate in spring. And
That sounds great.
the second cross is Candy Sweet Icicle by Wild Boar Farms,
Yep.
and the second variety is from Czech Republic in Europe, and it's called Spencer. I've talked
I
about
grew both
Spencer
of those
before
this
in
year
my
because
channel.
of you.
Did you
I
like Spencer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little tough skinned for me.
Yeah,
Um, but very
but the
prolific.
taste
Yep.
is I like the taste of it. I don't
Yeah.
care about the size of the fruit, but it's to me it's delicious.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned those because both of those varieties came because of you. Um, we had a question for you that I know you do a lot of the Rebel Starfighter. Um, where did it go? It's a question from Cheryl. Oh, you've got a lot
I
of
grew all of
questions, my
them
friend. I
actually.
hope
Yeah.
you've got some time.
Oh.
Um, where'd it go? Oh, here it is from Cheryl Wilson. When will Rebel Starfighter Grandpa's Clock be released?
Grandpa's heart, actually. It's
Grandpa's
Grandpa's heart.
Heart. Okay.
Oh, I don't know really, because I know Russ have some issues with the weather last summer. That's why he lost his crop and his
Oh.
plants.
Oh, wow.
And I know if he's got any seeds to sell, but I really hope that probably if not this year, but probably the next year after he gets some seeds.
Right. I didn't realize he lost his crop. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
You were talking about how difficult it is to breed a tomato. I have a tomato called Bananas Noir. That was an accidental cross, but I've been giving out seeds the past 2 years. And Cheryl says she was telling you about my Bananas Noir because of your review
Yeah.
of Fazula 22. So even though I didn't officially breed this tomato, I did stabilize it. And if my name wasn't mentioned with it, I would be very hurt. So for those that do take the time to intentionally cross and all of that, the name should be mentioned, like you were saying,
Oh,
Alex, and
yeah.
I appreciate that, and how you know as years go on, if people stop mentioning the breeders, that's I don't know. I don't like that. I think we should try to keep that information alive, and you do a great job of that. Um,
Oh, I think I have some issues with the connection, so I probably didn't haven't heard what you say.
no, I was. Can you hear me now?
Probably my signal isn't good.
Can you hear me now?
I think I can.
Okay. I was just saying I appreciate the fact that you. Oh,
I
you're
think I do.
frozen. How's now? Nothing.
Something is really wrong with my
Hmm.
Oh,
connection.
no.
Do you want to try logging out and logging back in? We'll be waiting here for you.
You won't
Okay,
go anywhere, I
if you can give
promise.
me probably 2 minutes, I can.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. No, I think now that's okay. I
Yeah.
switched to from Wi-Fi to my phone, mobile internet, so I think the connection will be better.
Testing, testing. Can you hear us now?
Yeah,
Can you hear?
very
Yeah,
nice.
good. Okay.
You're good?
No,
Okay.
I was just saying I appreciate that you try to keep the breeder information alive, because I think that's important. Um, but let's talk about your footage. I mean, I have a YouTube channel. It's nothing like Jen's, and definitely nothing like yours. I know how difficult the editing is, and your footage is so professional. How do you do that?
Thanks. I think that's because of my profession. As a videographer, must I must do my best to make my videos look good, at least. So I really spend a lot of time making those videos, and I think everyone is capable of making this. It's a matter of probably desire. If you want
Oh,
to spend a couple of hours a day in your garden hearing your camera. So you're welcome.
Well, I do, but
Everything
my footage
is
doesn't look
possible.
like that. What do you have a
Yeah.
special camera? It's not through a phone, or is it?
Yeah, I have camera, I have a stabilizer,
Mhm.
and I actually had a drone, but can't use it anymore because of the restrictions. So yeah, I have some equipment to to make my video looks better
So
or
you do
look
like
better.
weddings, like you shoot wedding photography and videos for weddings, right?
Mm.
Uh-oh.
Could you
Uh-oh.
repeat, please, once again?
Say that again, Jen.
So you do wedding photography and
I'm
videos, right?
sorry for this. Yeah, yeah.
Don't
Only
be
videos.
sorry.
I'm not a photographer, actually.
Oh, okay, just videos. Okay.
Yeah, Alex also has an Instagram site for his wedding photography. You can follow it at Chumis Video, CHUMISVIDEO on Instagram. And on YouTube, it's at Lucky Garden Tomatoes. Make sure you subscribe. It really helps YouTube channels if you subscribe and not just watch.
Somebody said it might be the bad weather what's causing the issue with you. There's
Oh,
bad weather where Lucky Garden lives. Where Alex, where you live.
I have the same internet provider as the Lucky Garden channel. We have bad weather today. I have the same problems with the internet connection. Sad. Michael, did you just put that on
Oh,
screen?
guys, I can barely
Awesome.
see
Thank you.
anything.
Oh no.
What do you say? You can't see anything?
He said he can't see anything.
Oh,
No, I
no.
can. I don't know
Okay.
what's happening because
It's
It's
all
the
right.
weather.
We'll do the best
Somebody
we
said it
can.
was the weather. Are you
Yeah.
having nasty weather right now?
yeah, it's rather cold and snowy here. Like
Oh,
in
okay.
3 days, it will be like minus 12 degrees,
Oh,
minus 20 degrees
that
Celsius, of
sounds
course.
horrible. That sounds
Wow.
horrible. That sounds painful.
I want to ask you
Yeah,
about your weather, like for tomato growing season. So I think of Russia, Belarus, Ukraine. I think of those as cold places, yet you seem to have
not
full seasons of growing tomatoes. So tell us about your growing season.
it's not actually very cold. And for example, if we take Australia, where they have summer and winter, like December, January, February, they have much warmer climate, but they have much humid climate, and their daylight time is shorter in summer in Australia than ours. And this means our plants can get a lot of sunlight and they grow just well, just fine here. So I don't think it's actually a problem. Yeah, we have a short growth season, like um, from middle of May
Mhm.
when growing outdoors to probably, if you're lucky enough, it will be November. But actually, you
Oh,
can get first frosts in September, and but I think that's still okay.
yeah,
Not
that's not different
not
from mine,
inferior
actually.
to, for example, Vermont, where Russ grows his tomatoes next to Canada. So that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, obviously it works for you because you're getting beautiful ripe tomatoes, and what you just
Mhm.
described is exactly my growing season as well. Um, in fact, last year
Yeah,
we had a frost on
it's
May 17th.
yeah.
Ask me why I remember that date because thought I lost some plants that I'd planted out too soon. Um, before I forget, Jen's giving away some seeds today, so I do have the name correct this time. It is hashtag tomato, singular tomato. Um, where is it? I've got it on the ticker. Type hashtag tomato in the comments, and at the end of the episode, we'll give away some seeds. Jen's got some awesome packages to give away. So TOMATO. I promise that's the right one. Let's look at some other questions that people have. Rowena says, thanks to this video, dwarf confetti is on my grow list for next year.
Mhm. The one you just put out today.
Yeah.
that was on your
You
list
know,
today?
there are a lot of delicious dwarfs actually, so you can try
Yeah, there really are.
whatever you want. And yeah, I like many of such varieties, and I, I, I'm I've been a fan of dwarf tomatoes for 4 years, 3 to 4 years now. I love these tomatoes. To me, they are extremely beautiful. Their foliage, their structure, they they are so sturdy, and
And the
the
amount of
fruits are
tomatoes
large.
that those little plants grow
Yeah,
is insane.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
yeah,
I
some of
grew, what
them.
did I grow? Idaho Gem this year was one I grew, and it just kept producing. It was in my greenhouse. It just kept producing. I was just like, whoa. And even after it got cold, it still produced tomatoes. I was just like, wow, you
That's how
go.
my Adelaide festival was went bonkers this year. Such, much more production than a lot of my regular sized tomatoes. So yeah, you do a lot of wonderful dwarfs. Um, Malachite Jen wants to know what new tomato variety are you most looking forward to growing in 2024, Alex?
Oh, of course, I ordered some new varieties by Billy Order today.
Yeah, yep.
6 dwarfs and 6 indeterminate ones. I'm looking forward to grow some varieties from Russia, and they come after the crosses with Rebel Starfighter Prime. I'm not sure what about the variety and other varieties that were involved in the process of breeding, but they really look nice. Uh, I'm not sure if I can translate all the names right now.
It's okay.
I usually make like a picture for the indeterminate varieties and for the dwarf ones, so I could see the colors, the color palette of tomatoes, and to decide whether I should add or remove something from the upcoming season. So I never plant tomatoes which I don't like really. So I'm excited about each of the variety or every variety I'm going to grow next season. They are all nice.
Um, Katrina's sister says she loves your video. She calls you Lucky. Hi, Lucky. Love your videos. We had Yvette Meyer from
Thanks.
France. Thank you all for tuning in at this special time. Carol is here. Hello, tomato heads. You mentioned something yesterday to us when we met, Alex, about you were just talking about how you love almost everything you grow, and you had kind of a percentage that you told us about as far as which ones you liked and which ones you don't. Can you share that?
Yeah, it's like 10% every year, probably, which have mediocre taste, and the rest are quite good because I spend a lot of time choosing when choosing the varieties. I read reviews, comments, and so on, and so I'll never choose the variety because of its high productivity or resistance to diseases. I only look for the great taste. That's the main
Too.
reason for me.
Yeah.
Same.
I don't care about harvesting dozens of buckets of tomatoes and showing, yeah, I've got a lot of hybrids. They taste like grass. Hooray!
Yeah.
That's why I actually love Cherokee purple tomato, even though it's not extremely or super prolific. It's very tasty, and I
Delicious.
It is.
I
Yes.
caught myself thinking when I was making a huge taste testing during the day, it was like 12 varieties, and 11 of them were the new ones, and the winner was still Cherokee
Cherokee
purple.
purple.
Cherokee
It's a
purple.
classic for a
Yeah.
reason.
It's never going
Yeah,
away.
I actually had a really productive Cherokee purple this year. I'm convinced it's because I used mushroom compost
Yeah.
topsoil. I mean, it exploded.
I'm about to
Um,
get a load of that and put that
yeah,
over at Materville. Just pile it on top and
it's
just let
good
all winter
stuff.
long
It's
get
like
in there.
crack for tomatoes, I swear.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that's why Materville did so well last year is because it was like I put a big thick layer of mushroom compost
Yeah,
right on the top.
it's
Yep.
good stuff. I'll never go without it again.
Yeah.
Sherva says, Alex, you did a review on Dwarf Blazing Beauty and I can never find it anywhere. Do you trade or sell seeds?
I knew that was going to be asked.
Unfortunately, I can't sell seeds to the United States because I can't receive payments here in Belarus because of the current situation.
Right.
I think it's possible to just go. Probably, if not in America, they will be selling this variety in Australia, for example, or in Europe. I
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
think it's a rare one. It's
I
an
feel like
amazing
I
What's the
have
tomato.
it.
variety again?
Dwarf Blazing Beauty.
Blazing
Blazing
Beauty.
Beauty Dwarf.
I think I have it.
You can write that down. I might have it too. I need to look.
I we share a lot of vendors in TLC. That's one of our things is we openly share vendors and links. I don't know, but I would tomatoeden.net has a lot of things and they do ship to the United States if you're in the US. Yeah, I'll have to check after the show. I'll have to check where I got it, but I'm almost positive I have it.
Yeah,
Haven't
that
grown it yet,
name
though.
sounds very familiar.
Yeah. Where do you order your seeds from, Alex? Obviously, a lot of the places you order from, we won't be able to, but do you have favorite vendors that you like?
Mm, I have a lot of seed savers here in Belarus, and we trade seeds. And
You're a trader
of
too.
course, sometimes I am. And I think the main surprises of the last season were the shipments from Australia, the package from seed package from Patrinowski Small, and the one from America, the with the varieties by Russ Grow with his new Starfighters, and I think that was the best I've ever gotten probably
Yeah,
no, that's right.
you're right.
That's right.
yeah, gotten in my life. So it was
Yeah, I
it was
bet that
really
was a good package to open up.
it was a great adventure because our custom service is tough and it's
Yeah.
extremely. That's why we decided to send seeds to Poland first, and then there was some difficult ways to bring them to Belarus.
Yeah.
So it's a real adventure.
Yeah.
They traveled a lot, and finally I got them in March, and I had time to grow them last year.
Oh, excellent. Well, we're thankful that you did.
Yes, we
Get your
are.
hands on them and grow
We're
them
just
out.
like Alex loves it. I've got to find this. I know you did. Yeah, my wish list goes up significantly because of you, and I love that you do varieties that aren't necessarily well known yet. Once you do it, then they're well known.
Yeah, they're all over Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap after that.
They are our seed seeking Saturday for sure. Gang, make sure you put hashtag tomato in the comments if you'd like to win some of Jen's prizes at the end of the episode. If you're watching live, she's got some good ones today. Talking about where you get your seeds. I'm obsessed with Jarson tomatoes. I think you know that, Alex, when you reviewed Jarson 18 Ochre Pear.
I live next to Poland. I must be excited about Polish tomatoes. They are my neighbors.
They're great. I was just gifted with a Polish angel who gave me every single Jarson tomato except for 3, and then all the versions of it. I can't say her name because she wants to remain anonymous. Otherwise, she'll be. But yeah, my Jarson angel. If you're watching, she's watching. She doesn't understand. She doesn't understand English. So, but you know who you are.
Is she a breeder?
No, she's not. No, she's not. No.
I'm super excited.
So
Are
you
growing them all? Tell me you're growing all of them.
I wish I could. There's too many. There's
how
too
many
many.
Are there?
Well, I mean, there's 34 Jarsons. However, there's like often 7-8 versions of each one.
Right.
So
there's /3.
I'm going to grow as
/4.
many as I can, but
Well, I can help you.
She's that's true. You can, you can. So that
I'll
is
take one
that
for the team, Lauren.
that like made my year. I love those crosses. Malachito via Shkatulka. How's my pronunciation of that, by the way, Alex?
Uh,
Not good.
what should I say? Nice? It's not. It's
Jen
like
always thinks I sound so
Malachi.
Russian. I'm like, I don't
I
know if I
love
do.
it. I
Okay,
think it's beautiful.
a small lesson of Russian. It sounds malachitовая шкатулка, not ch.
Ah, Malachito
Малахитовая
via.
шкатулка, шкатулка,
Malachita
шкатулка,
I don't
малахитовая
even.
шкатулка,
My
Malachito
West
via
Virginia tongue doesn't
Shkatulka.
move around my mouth like that.
шкатулка.
Shkatulka.
Yeah, perfect,
Yep. See,
Malach.
perfect.
Malach.
He,
Hitovaya Shkatulka.
шкатулка.
Malachite
Yeah.
Jen, are you taking lessons with me? Um, all
I
right, so
tried. I
I
just
didn't.
butchered it. So
That's all
my
right.
West Virginia tongue does not move around in my mouth
Oh.
like that. Sorry.
Have you done a review on that one, Alex? Malahitovaya
Oh,
Shkatulka.
I only grew Malachitova shkatulka once, and it was like probably 6 or 7 years ago, and the plant wasn't as too healthy, so I decided not to fill
Oh,
this variety. But I know that it's quite good,
mm,
and I think I told you before that I love Balota better than Malachitova shkatulka. It's a green-fruited
Mhm.
Russian tomato variety.
Did you say
It's
Bellotto?
it's like bolota. It
Yeah,
that
I grew
translates
that this year.
like
that's a dwarf,
swamp.
right?
Swamp. Yeah, it's very no. It's not.
No,
It's not a dwarf. It's an indeterminate variety with dark green fruits, and they are very sweet. And
Mhm.
yeah,
I really like them more. But I know that Malachito Bashkatulka is quite popular, and some breeders use this variety for creation of new varieties.
they do. That's why I love Jarson. He uses it a lot. I grew Uptown Funk by Blaine Horton this year, which used that. It was awesome. Um, yeah, that's my favorite tomato. My favorite tomato. I love green when ripe, and
Mhm.
I tried a lot of other ones
Yeah,
this year, and
I love them
nothing
too.
came close. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, tell us what your favorite tomatoes are. I know that's a tough question to
Everybody, get your pen and
ask.
paper.
Yeah, everybody, listen up. Turn up the volume. Stop what you're doing. Here we go.
Okay, I've got a lot of tasty tomatoes, but I can tell you that I love dwarf Uluru Ocker tomato by
Mm,
Patrina Noskis. I really love the taste of the Polaris tomato by Karen Olivier,
hmm
That is
and I
delicious.
must say almost all of her tomatoes are really tasty.
yeah,
Uh, this year I discovered some tasty varieties by Blaine Horton, like Spot Viper Dwarf. It was amazing. I
yeah.
love Delta Diver Red. Uh, I like Jade's Beauty Dwarf. Uh, what next? Of course, Rebel Starfighter Prime,
hmm
Rebel Starfighter Blaine's Moonlight, Rebel Starfighter Kalian, Rebel Starfighter Dwarf, Starfighter Deeper's Delight. It's amazing dwarf, both in the appearance and the taste of the fruits is awesome. Uh,
Good to
I
know.
don't know, Balot. I like the taste of it very much because it's very sweet. It's hard
We have another
to
Uluru
recall
Ochre
all of
fan
the
here.
tomatoes I grew.
This
Yeah,
member
Uluru
loves
ochre.
Uluru Ochre too.
It's a never-ending love,
Yeah,
or a never-ending love story with this tomato
it's a beautiful tomato. I grew it
because
this year
it's what
also.
I tried growing
yeah.
it this year, but it was in a pot, and most of my pots did not. My grow pots didn't get watered,
Ah,
so it didn't do
And
very
the thing is that Patrina never planned to create this variety. It was like an accident and very close story to the creation of the Rebel Starfighter Prime. So she discovered she gave her seeds away to her one of her relatives, and then she discovered these copper, probably dark yellow fruits, and she first thought they were spoiled. Then she take them
Oh.
back home, sliced, and then she realized they were actually good. And
Mm.
later she tried to find some dwarfs from the seeds because she was only interested in dwarf varieties.
Right. For those of you that don't know who Patrina Nusky Small is, she's one of the co-creators of the Dwarf Tomato Project with Craig LaHoulier.
Of
And
yeah,
Alex did a wonderful
of the
interview
two
with her on his
main
channel.
co-creators.
Yes. So all the dwarfs that you grow, chances are she could be responsible for them.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Uluru Ochre has this beautiful butterscotch color to it. It's really just a gorgeous tomato.
Unique. It's very unique.
That's one of the
You
ones
know,
I did in the cozy coats this year, Jen.
Oh yeah, I
they get.
remember.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Alex.
I think both Patrina and Craig gave an inspiration to a lot of breeders later, like Bill or Blaine or probably Karen. I think that was a good start for every one of us and every breeder
Yeah.
who is interested in developing this line. I know that now the Dwarf Tomato project is officially closed,
Yeah.
so I hope
Yeah.
I hope some
Yeah.
breeders will take this shot and continue to create some new varieties. I'll try to be among them or one
Yeah.
of them in the
At
future.
some point, I'm gonna try to breed something myself too, but I
I'm
gotta
bre-
start dabbling in it first, I guess.
I'm breeding some micros right now, giving it that a shot, seeing how it goes. It's
I
not easy.
was reading an article today in Belarusian newspaper, and they said like it says like Belarusian scientists created 3 new tomato varieties. Now you understand why I'm laughing hard because you don't need to be a scientist
No.
to make
Mhm.
breeding to make a cross. It's easy. You don't need special equipment or
No.
special knowledge. You can watch all the information you need over YouTube or Google
Yeah.
or something
Mhm.
else.
Yeah.
Yep. For sure.
Just
For
gotta
sure.
make 2 flowers fall in love with each other.
Yeah, yeah. All you need is an inspiration, and that's all.
Yeah. Yep. I'm trying to cross Tiny Totem with Funny Plum Yellow. I'm curious to see how that turns out.
Oh, that'll be cool.
We'll see. We'll see
It's
how it
such a
turns out.
process, though. It's not like you just cross them and then you just got it, and then you got to grow a bunch of that.
And then it takes
those
years.
seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 7 to 8 generations
Yeah.
to stabilize
Yeah.
the variety.
Right.
But you can find different varieties from one single. So that's very interesting.
And that's
Yeah.
what's happened with Jarson. There's Jarson
Yeah,
18 is a
and
cross
with
between.
Kazulas, Cantati
Right.
tomatoes, and the
Right.
rest of Poland. I must say Poland is very good at amateur breeding of tomatoes.
I love
They
me some
are.
Kazulas.
I love the Eastern European varieties. They're just amazing.
What was the one you said today? It was 60 in your video. I don't have it.
72.
72. I looked through all my Kazulas and I was like, how do I not have this one?
You don't?
I need it. No, I don't
You
have
can
it.
never
I have
you
to
can
look.
never have enough of Kazulas because there are too
Right.
many of them.
This
Oh,
is
yeah,
my
I
package
totally
from my
agree with you.
Jarson angel, and she included a bunch of Kazulas too. I'll have
Oh
to
my
look.
gosh.
I
So
know, she's an
lucky.
angel.
That's a lot.
I'm so jealous of you.
I have to look to see if she included 72.
Yeah, I'll be on the hunt for that one now.
There's like 3 different versions of 89, 79. Nope, no, I don't think 72.
72 is elusive to us all except for Alex.
Now you create a craze
It's
and
not the
everybody's
less
gonna be looking
delicious
for it.
Kazulas. It's not the less delicious Kazula I will show this season. So
Oh,
you'll have some more to discover.
okay. I'll be looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm gonna have like a Kazula showdown taste test, hopefully, because I'm gonna be growing so many of them this year. Hopefully they'll all be ripe at the same
That's
time,
nice.
and I can sit here at the table with Ben and we can have a Kazula showdown. It'll be hard
Good
though, because
idea.
all of the ones are they're so good. Like
That's how
I
I
think
feel
there
with
was
the Jarsons.
I think there was only one. I can't remember. Was it 125 or 20 or something like that? And I was just kind of like, well, as far as comparing it to all the other Kazulas, it's okay. But
Soon
it
we'll
was
have
still,
like Kazula 1575.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Why don't give them names? I don't know.
I know.
Well,
It makes it
I kind of
confusing.
like it. It just makes it kind of unique because it's just,
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
like where it came from. It's a Kazula and
right.
it's this number.
And she's
So,
a Polish female breeder, for those of you
yep.
that don't know. So
Yeah, I
big
know.
thumbs up on that. Oh, I know you know, Alex.
Anna Jankowska, yeah.
Yeah. Urban White Buffalo Farm says there are several varieties of the Boloto tomato, as I can see.
Well,
Are there
I'm not
different?
sure.
Yeah.
The
I
one
think
I grew was like,
one. There is only one variety.
yeah,
Boloto.
I grew it and it was like a green when ripe. It was one of the like the
Yeah.
I don't know how you describe it. Like it was one of the ones that looks like it's not ripe when it's ripe,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So
It's
like
dark
there
green.
was two of them on the vine and they were ripe and I like kept passing them up until one day I was like, I gotta touch these and I was like, whoop, you
Very
ripe.
soft.
Yeah.
And it was yummy.
Facebook user says he or she has been looking for Blaine's Moonlight. And if this is your comment, make sure you sign in streamyard.com/Facebook.
I was talking about Blaine's Moonlight. Yeah,
Yes.
not Moonlight Mile. Yeah, that's the same story uh, as with all of the new varieties by Russ. I'm not sure if he's got seeds for this one.
Okay.
So
Might have to wait a
it
year.
depends on Russ, and when he releases the seeds, that's the only option, I guess.
Just leave us in anticipation for another season, I guess.
Yeah.
If you
Okay,
I
guys
really
have,
hope that
make us want it even
when I
more,
release,
Blaine.
yeah,
yeah, I really hoped that when I release my review of his tomatoes, he will be able to sell seeds to the
Yeah.
gardeners. So it's
yeah,
really not what I expected, but I did what I did, and my task was to tell you about these varieties. And I wish I could do more.
oh gosh, you do so much.
Yeah.
I mean, our tomato community adores you, and I know you're a
Yes.
very humble man, but your videos are very influential.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Yeah,
How?
just
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jen.
I was just gonna say, keep at it. Eventually, in my opinion, you should have already exploded, but you will.
You know,
I hope. Thanks.
you will. I mean, the quality of your videos is so
Yeah.
professional.
Mm-hmm.
Joe from Grow Big TV. Hi, Joe. Says I love those Polish
Joe.
breeders. You and me both. I
Mm-hmm.
love the
Yeah,
They
Polish
know what they're
I
breeders.
doing.
love them
They
too.
know what they're
Yeah.
doing.
Yep. And Jerry's here. Hey, Jerry. Y'all
Oh,
are
hi,
making me
Jerry.
so hungry.
You're
And
welcome.
Kristen says, so cool. Alex is on alive with y'all. I agree. Right, Jen?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm on top of the world right now.
Yeah. How many varieties do you grow, Alex?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, I grow like 180 varieties per year.
Wow.
But next year I'll probably make my list a bit shorter because I need some free space for breeding and for stabilizing.
Right.
I've got
Yeah,
some
'cause you have to-
secret crosses, but I think I can tell you the variety and the breeder, but I've got some interesting crosses from the
Cool.
breeder, and now I'll do my best to help to stabilize these varieties to create some new varieties, and I have to grow my own crosses.
Right.
And
Yeah, well, you're gonna
probably
have to dedicate some room to that project then.
yeah, and I must tell you, I really don't have time to make reviews for all of these varieties that I grow every year. So, but I have
Yeah,
them
it's hard.
recorded caught on camera, and I just running out of time to show you
Yeah.
my
I think I
tomatoes.
grew like 350 to 400 varieties, and I think we only did about 200 taste tests. Well, because
Yeah.
they all ripen at different times, and then some of them you only get a few tomatoes from them, and then if you don't do the taste test or the review, at a certain point, then you're done because there's no more
Yeah.
tomatoes. So you do the best you can, and then we'll love every single video that you put up.
Thank you.
Kristen says, dang, I only grow like 30 to 35 tomato varieties, but I grow just as many pepper varieties on top of that. Worth it. Do you grow anything else other than tomatoes, Alex?
Yeah, we grow a lot of things like potatoes, bell peppers, sweet bell peppers, of course, sweet corn, pumpkins, a, a lot of beans, green peas. Sorry, not beans, green
Mhm.
peas. Uh, I don't, I haven't grown like melons or something because we really can grow such stuff, but I don't think we have the most favorable climate for
Yeah.
such veggies. And we grow beets, we grow garlic, onions, and plenty of vegetables.
But tomatoes are your passion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like 3 greenhouses and one plot of land outdoors for another 100 of plants.
And you do yours with like the string method, right? Where you weave them
Good
up a string.
Yeah.
good question. Yeah, tell us about that.
Oh, I think I showed this method in one of my videos when it's called like planting tomatoes outdoors. I'm not sure if I'll translate all the words. I must tell about this method of trellising. Probably it's like a metallic wire uh, above above the plants, and I tie up my plants to it. I don't know what else I can say about it.
No, that's great. That's
You
I
just
great.
think
you keep it to is
it's
it one
it's
stem?
very convenient. Usually, I usually grow tomatoes, indeterminate tomatoes. I leave 2 stems on the plants
2 stems.
Two.
at the time,
Ah.
and 2 stems, yeah, if
Oh,
they are
look what you.
indeterminate. And as for the dwarfs, I usually grow them in 3 to 4 stems because they
Okay.
are smaller.
Right.
Mhm.
I think that's enough. I don't like to grow tomatoes like a giant bush growing in 10 stems or something like that because
Mhm.
they will never be ripe here
Oh,
in
right.
Belarus
Right.
if you whatever they like. So you must invade them and make something with the plants.
How long have you been gardening? Someone asked that. I think that was a question.
Like 8 to 9 years probably.
Okay.
And what fostered
And it,
you?
it all started with tomatoes, of course. 2
Yeah.
varieties.
How did you start? Like what made you want to grow tomatoes?
Oh, before that, I was only interested in growing uh, green peas because I like to eat it very much.
Hmm.
And then it's a sad story, really, because when my grandmom died, there was an old greenhouse. It was like 30 to 40 years old.
Mm.
And we decided not to leave it abandoned and to grow something. So we decided to start with 75 plants, tomato plants, and like 15 peppers, pepper plants. So that was there was 2 varieties. One was the Russian variety called Puzata Hata. I don't know how to translate it properly.
That's okay.
Something connected with the house,
Hmm.
like full house. Okay.
Mhm.
And another one was the other one was a hybrid, Belarusian hybrid, actually called Sapsan F1. It was brilliant, but they no longer producing this variety, this hybrid.
uh, See, that would make me want it even more. You tell me I can't get it anymore, and that makes me obsessed to want to try to get it.
Actually, it
What?
was a hybrid, and we some seeds from it, but as long as I was not familiar how to grow hybrids and so on, we decided to get rid of these seeds. So
Hmm.
now I can do nothing with growing.
Yeah.
Now I understand I could stabilize this hybrid and get a fully stabilized variety, stable variety, and
Well, darn.
and
Yeah.
then I don't know why they stopped producing precisely these hybrid, because tasteless hybrids, the same people, and they just threw, they threw it away like a garbage and don't produce it
Yeah.
anymore. But I don't care. Mostly, I prefer growing heirlooms or stable varieties.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of hybrids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, there are a lot of tasty and delicious hybrids. I've tried some from Israel.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if I remember Choco Big. Choco Big, yes, one of
Hmm.
them was Choco Big, and it was brilliant.
Hmm.
It's a medium-sized, dark, probably slightly more than than of a cocktail-sized dark tomato, dark fruit
Mm.
tomato. It was very good. And the second one was orange, but I'm not sure I remember the name.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
But
mean,
they both tasted great, just great,
for
even
some
though
people,
they are
hybrids,
hybrids.
depending on their climate, um, hybrids are really the only answer for certain people,
Yeah,
to be able to get ripe
especially when it's
tomatoes.
very hot in summer.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Hmm.
Yep. Um,
So there's a time and a place for them.
there's a hybrid variety that the first day of Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap, somebody put in our most wanted list, and a couple others did too. And it's called Rosata, and
Oh
they just don't make
yes.
it anymore. Keena and I
That's-
tried very hard to find this for this person, and they apparently just don't make it anymore. So
mm.
that's unfortunate. But
And it's a hybrid.
it's a
So,
hybrid. Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
That's why heirlooms are so good. You
Yeah.
can always
Hmm.
find their seeds. Yeah,
Yep.
or collect your own.
Yep. And I've been trying to stabilize a few hybrids myself over the years. It is not as easy as simply saving the seeds, growing it out, and expecting the same
Yeah,
tomato. It's not.
Yeah.
In fact, I've been naming them something different because by the time I'm done stabilizing it, it's a very different tomato. So I feel strange calling it, you know, what it
Well,
was.
even the plant, like the plant will be different and the tomato will be the same, and it's just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
you
Yeah.
got you got to save different seeds from different plants that are from the same hybrid that you're trying to stay. It's just it's a crazy mess. Like
It
I'm,
is. It is.
it's a little
Um,
yeah.
intimidating.
But I have some varieties that are stable now, and previously they were they were an Israeli hybrid called Summer Sun F1, and now
Oh.
there are at least two stable varieties called Summer Sun and Yellow Cherry Potato Leaf. They are both potato leaf varieties, but they're stable and they are very sweet cherries and very prolific.
I have a
Oh, that's
prediction that is going to end up on wish lists this next week. I can tell you that summer sun.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Summer
Summer
sun,
Sun, and the second sounds like a description. Yellow
yellow,
cherry potato leaf.
yellow cherry
mm.
potato leaf. All right. I
Yeah.
guarantee it now. You will see it. Um, so now that we're in January, some people in warmer climates are actually starting their seeds for the coming season very soon. When do you start yours? And tell us your process for starting seeds.
Hmm. I don't think that my process is very different, but what I do to the dwarfs, I plant only one seed into the container, small container, so I can translate it safely later into a bigger one without uh, damaging the roots. And I usually start my tomatoes. I start my dwarfs a bit earlier, uh, like March 10,
Hmm.
and I start my indeterminate ones since March 15
Okay.
to to March 17,
I
because
think,
sometimes it can take more than one day.
yeah, I decided this year I'm going to stagger my plantings.
Yeah, I'm
Last
doing the
year I did
same.
them all on March 6th, and they were like trees by the time I planted them out, and which is a great
Yeah.
thing, but it's not always, I don't, they could easily break in half. So I'm going to do some each week and I think I have a feeling it's going to work
And,
well for me.
and the next issue is when your seedlings start to blossom or to bloom, probably.
Yeah, you don't
Right.
want
It's
that.
not good. It's not good. It's not good at
Mm-mm.
all when
Right.
you plant them in blossom, because these flower cluster can take all the energy of the plant, and you'll get no energy left for your plant to grow higher and to be prolific. So
Right.
actually, Brad Gates told us the same story, that you need 2 months before you plant your tomatoes out in the ground. So
Hmm.
there is no reason to start earlier, really.
Yeah,
Right.
But I know people here, even in Belarus, they start tomatoes in February.
Because we're
February.
excited.
yeah,
Everybody wants
Yeah,
I've
to
done
get
that
but
too.
excited.
it's
Yeah.
too.
I'll never do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We get excited. We want to start. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, yeah, these things get big.
Especially
yeah.
when you want to plant like 400 plants and then you have nowhere to put all those little seedlings if you can't like get them outside.
Yeah. And then you need to harden them off. And when they're
Hmm.
really big, that's like backbreaking work to take them
Yeah.
in and out. And I noticed last year, so I was, like I mentioned, I did all mine in March, but then I'm watching certain YouTube channels that tell me I need to plant something like Spencer or Candy Sweet
Yeah.
Icicle. So I started those like end of April, and they had a complete growing season and then some. So I realized my window for starting seeds is very large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think I started seeds. Oh, I don't know. I think it was June, mid June. The varieties that you sent me when we did our trade, I
yeah,
started those, and I still got a harvest from some of them, like
yeah.
Blue
Yeah.
Bunny. I think there was a Kazula 224 or something like that. Yeah, I mean, and then there was what was that green one? I can't remember, but boy, that one
Oh,
produced. That one went insane.
what the heck is the name of it? It started with a D. Del Nerpio Verde.
Yes, that one. I was just
Yeah,
like, oh my gosh, I started these in June and I still got a harvest. So
yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna start a little later and then I'm gonna stagger like you. That way
yeah.
I have kind of different harvest times. So they all don't come in at once like they
I
did
think
this year.
the main thing for tomatoes to grow is the time when the soil is warm enough. So
Warm.
if
Yep.
you plant them too early, they still they still will not grow until the soil is warm. So
Yeah.
Right.
We tried the cozy coats, both Lauren and I last
Yeah.
year, and I'm just like,
Yeah, it's
no,
not
it's
worth it.
not.
It wasn't worth it for me. I
No.
I think I got one ripe Uluru ochre pretty early, and then a purple rain dwarf early, but like one on each plant. I'm not sure if it was worth the energy and the effort. Sure tasted good at the time, but yeah, and I love taking suckers from plants. So last year I grew sun gold because I heard all this hype about it. I liked it. I didn't feel like it was as great as everybody said it was, but because that one's a hybrid, I took a sucker from it, rooted it, and so I had like a second season of sun golds, and I think I rooted the sucker in May, and I still had a great plant come September, October. So there's really a big window. So Chelsea 227 wants to know, Alex, is Mennonite orange your favorite orange beefsteak?
oh, it's the one that is really good, but I can't say that it's my favorite one, because I've grown quite many of really tasty yellow tomatoes. I love brandywine yellow tomato. I like the taste of the big yellow Simpson,
Through that one because of
big
you.
golden
It is
delicious
good.
tomato. Yeah, yeah. Big golden delicious tomato is very good because it's large fruited, it's beautiful, and it's tasty.
Mm.
One of my favorite, if in terms of taste, one of my absolute yellow favorites is Zloty Ozarowski. We call it Zolotoy Ażarowski.
I
Zloty
grew that.
Ozarowski tomato from
I
Poland
grew that this year.
because it's yeah.
I had a
So
Polish friend who gave me
what
seeds for
else?
that.
Big big orange Coleridge tomato. Of
Mm.
course, I like this one. Giant Belgian yellow
Oh, I
and
didn't know there was a
Altai
giant
orange
Belgian
tomato.
yellow.
I grew pink,
Yeah.
giant Belgian pink.
Oh,
It was good.
Giant Belgian yellow is a very old heirloom from Belgium, and it was just extremely delicious.
I think this message
Even
is
though
actually meant
not
for
large
somebody
fruit,
else.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Alex.
Even though it wasn't large fruited or the champion of producing tomatoes, but it was delicious.
Still tasted
So
good.
as the Altai orange tomato, I liked it, this one.
I think this message is
Russian
actually
variety.
meant for another member, but what is your favorite dark tomato, Alex?
Oh my God, I think it's whether Polaris or Cherokee Purple.
Good
Even
choice.
though it's old enough, I can't do nothing. It's just fine.
It's
very
a classic
delicious.
for a reason.
Yeah.
It really is. I'm really excited for Cowboy by Karen Olivier this year. That one looks spectacular.
Yep.
Urban White Buffalo Farm says, I always start some tomatoes on the 4th of July because on the night of the first frost, I want at least 25 to 30 pounds of green tomatoes.
Oh, that's very
Good
smart.
idea. Yeah, very.
What do you use all those tomatoes for, if you don't mind me asking? What are you making with your green tomatoes?
I had friends come and take all of our, well, a lot of our green ones, and they made a green, what they call it, a green chutney,
Chutney.
and then they
Yeah.
froze it.
I made tomato chutney, but it wasn't green. It was regular tomatoes.
Yeah.
It is quite
Wow,
tasty.
I remember one variety that I found for the next season. Its name is very funny. It's called Granny's Throwing Tomato.
Oh yeah, I've got
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
that's a fun name.
Beware, bad actors. I'll throw some tomatoes.
Yeah, that would be the one. It's got the name and everything. Oh, chow chow.
I think this
Yes.
name is wonderful.
Yeah, I want to make some tomato chow chow. You can
Oh.
make that with green ones, and you can also make it, I've heard, with ripe tomatoes, like different colored ripe ones. So I actually got tomato mason jars. It like jars in the shape of tomatoes that you can can in. And I wanted to do
Ooh.
tomato chow chow in it. Yeah.
Oh, need those. Must
Yeah.
send
I'll
link.
have to ask Ben where he got them. I don't know if I think he might have got them on Amazon. I'm not sure though.
All right. Kim Lund has been telling me about this variety for months, and I cannot wait to grow
yeah.
it. She says, I grew purple heartthrob dwarf this year because of your channel, Alex, and it is fantastic. She said it's her favorite. She's been telling me this for months.
I'm growing that
Thanks,
this
but
year.
I think you grew this tomato thanks to the Dwarf Tomato Project, not thanks to me. I was only
Yes.
the one who gave the information. And it's
Well,
all. But it's really
But you
nice.
give it in such a way that just makes it that we have to grow it. So
yeah, they can release it, but you showcase it. You give it a really good showcase and give all the information. That's what makes us grow it.
I need to think about filming some tomatoes in a poor quality, which I don't like.
Yeah.
Like shaking my camera,
that would be funny.
speaking bad English, and so on.
Honestly, Alex, it wouldn't make a difference. It's still tomato porn to us.
We'd still watch it, and then we'd want to grow it just to see if you were right. That's a lot of times what I do when someone says they don't like a tomato. I have to know, well, will I not like it? I'll grow it too, just to see if I don't like it.
Yeah.
So.
Urban White Buffalo Farm answers the question. He makes 15 quarts of green tomato curry sauce and some green tomato salsa. Yummy.
Oh, wow. Curry sauce.
Cindy Stone is here. She says Granny's Throwing Tomato is a beautiful tomato. Oh, maybe they missed this. Have you grown Granny's throwing tomato? I have seeds, but haven't grown it yet.
No, I haven't, but one of my friends did, and she said it was very prolific.
Mhm.
And she sent me the seeds for this one, and
Oh, nice. That's a good friend.
the,
It is a
yeah,
good friend. Tomato friends are the best. And just the tomato community. Don't you find that the tomato community is just so generous, Alex?
well, I hope so, because I'm the part of the community. I
You
can't.
are. You
Mhm.
are.
Yeah,
But you were telling us yesterday you've made a whole lot of friends because of your tomato
yeah, all
journey.
over the world. I hope.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Just a reminder, we have about 15 more minutes in the episode, believe it or not, but make sure you type in #tomato, and then you can be eligible to win some of Jen's prizes at the end of the episode. And make sure you get in any questions or comments for Alex while he's still here. Kim Lund says, yes, it is from the Tomato Project, but your description was fantastic, and I really had a hard time finding it.
Oh, really? That makes it even
Well,
more
I don't know what
desirable.
to say.
Well, she's got it now, or she grew it. She grew it and said it
Yeah.
was just incredible. Um, Sathya says, I have a seedling growing now, purple heartthrob, trying to grow it indoors.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I tried to grow some dwarfs accidentally last year. I thought they were micro dwarfs, and I just kept them
You
alive and kept
did.
them alive I started them at the end of October, and they were in this window that's behind y'all, and they were all the way up to the top, and then they bent over a little bit. And I finally was able to stick them in my greenhouse. They didn't produce any tomatoes because they weren't getting, I guess, enough light or whatever. They were in these tiny little pots, but I kept them alive long enough to get them in the greenhouse. And once I started giving them some like worm compost tea and banana peel compost tea, I guess you would call it, boy, they went bonkers. And then they started all. It was like Dwarf Wild Fred. What was the other one? Dwarf Susie's Beauty. There was a couple more I can't remember, but yeah, you can keep a tomato plant alive even if it looks sad and pathetic. And
You can. You did. Yeah, and you did that on your videos, Jen.
yeah, there was. I
Um,
mean, everything, all of the leaves was falling off of it, and I was like, this
yeah.
is probably going to be a failure of a video, but it wasn't. I was
Nope.
just like, oh, I mean,
You bury
I brought
those
it
things
back to
deep.
life.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm growing I decided to start a couple of Bill Yoder's new ones indoors. They're dwarfs, but I started Dwarf Controversy and Dwarf Beautiful ones.
And how
He
big
told
did
me
they get?
they're not
Because I
two
know
and
he
a
has
half
some that,
feet.
yeah, yeah, they're
He told me they're definitely not micro dwarfs, but he did grow a few in 1 gallon pots and they produced. So I'm gonna give it a shot because
that's insane. A
I'm
one
impatient.
gallon pot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why not?
I
Why not?
know. I know. I mean, I was told by somebody who really knows, he's a vendor, said that Bill Yoder's crosses are just insane, like in a good way. They're just fantastic.
I know the
Um,
photos on his Facebook
I
page. I was
know.
just like,
I know. I can't wait to have him on. Um, Kristen says, I'm a sucker for growing varieties because of the funny names. Besides the granny thorn tomato, is there another one you might plan to grow, Alex, that sounds funny?
Oh, I'm not sure. I need to look at my list of tomatoes for the next season.
And for you with the translation too, it must be a little tricky. I gave
No,
Jen
it's
one
not
name.
tricky.
I gave Jen one called asshole.
yeah, I'm growing
Oh,
asshole.
I grew monkey's ass several
Oh,
years
yeah, did
ago.
you?
Yeah,
I grew it this year. Monkey's ass and fuzzy blue balls.
yeah.
I'm growing cow's tit this year. What's another one I'm growing?
No, I'm
There's
not
a
sure about some strange names. To me, they all sound quite normal.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The asshole one I got for Jen is from Tomato Galaxy, which is from, are they Russian? I don't think they're Russian. But it's ASSOL, so it's not actually whole, but and I don't know what the translation is, but it just looks funny on the in fact
uh-huh.
I gave I think I gave Kim Lund some of those. I did give Kim Lund some of those
Asshole.
too.
Mhm.
Asshole, yeah. Kim, and speaking of Kim Lunch, she says, I just want to thank you, Alex, for the wonderful YouTube channel. I look forward to your descriptions. You're a great presenter. I love your channel.
Aw.
Agree.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Alex
much.
fan club here.
Ditto.
I hate to, but I have to run. We love you, Alex. Your channel is amazing and inspires me to grow more and more. Thank you for joining us. Oh, and Julia Peacock. Yes, they're from
Thank you
Latvia.
for
Thank you,
growing
Julia.
for joining my channel.
And yes, Tomato Galaxy
Tomato
from
Galaxy.
Latvia.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Same
Julia.
goes for the Tomato Eden. Yeah.
Right. Right. Tomato Eden. And then there was another one I ordered from recently. Oh, shoot. This from Latvia. Now I'm forgetting the name. Doesn't matter. But yeah, there's great tomatoes out there. Carol says my favorite tomato variety name is Siberian Shanghai. Haven't heard of that one.
Never.
I've not heard of that one either.
And Olivia DeBon says, yeah, me too. Alex fan club. Woohoo. Woohoo.
Yep.
When will you, so you're going to start your tomatoes, your dwarfs will start beginning of March?
Yeah. Like March 10.
And you said, I think I heard you say you start them in containers. You don't start them in small cells. Or do you?
Yeah, I mean, like small cells, but separate containers, small containers.
Right. And then what do you up pot
Actually, they are not separate. There are mostly from 6 to 8 cells in each container. And,
right.
1 seed per cell.
Okay.
I put 1 seed in each cell.
Okay.
And then I transplant them to some bigger containers.
And then ready to be put outside end of May?
I was told about this method of sowing seeds separately from Patrina, actually.
Mhm.
She discovered that they grew like probably from 1 to 3 weeks faster.
Oh, that's a good tip. So instead of
Without
putting
this
2
stress,
seeds,
yeah.
I think we're all paranoid. We want to put 2 seeds in case one doesn't germinate, right?
Or even 5 or 7.
Yeah, well, Craig
Let's be real
LaHoulier
sure.
in Ethic Tomatoes, Craig LaHoulier shows he grows a ton per cell. And I know some people have instituted that. Annalise thought of the name I was trying to think of, Lux Tomatoes. That's the name. Thank you, Annalise. That's the name I was trying to think of. I just got an order from them. That was great.
I've never heard of that one before.
Yeah, she might be new. I don't know. She had some Jarsons, which is why I'm like, I need to order from you.
Jarsons that you don't have?
Well, now I've got them.
Now you got them all.
What kind of seed starting? What's the word I'm looking for?
Mix?
What do you? Yes, thank you. What do you use for a seed starting mix?
Oh, I buy some potting mix and make like 50-50 together with my plot of land. So I mix them half to half and grow tomatoes this way. Nothing really special about the soil mix, potting mix.
Okay.
I usually buy it from the store. The
So you
potting
get
mix is good enough here.
So you get a seed starting mix and then you mix it with your ground soil?
With my own ground soil, yeah.
Wow, interesting. That's probably a great way to instantly acclimate them to your environment. That's so interesting.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I kind of do that with my winter sowing.
You know, it's not as soft as the potting mix that you can buy from the store or at the store. So it makes more dense. The potting mix more denser or more dense. I don't know. So you don't need to water your tomatoes very oftenly. So
wow,
you can save your time.
Yeah, it'll retain the moisture a little bit better. Especially if you have good soil and it's not like loomy or sandy. If you have like some good composted kind of soil, yeah, I can see where that would hold moisture better. And
Actually,
also
my
feed the
soil is
seedlings.
sandy there.
Oh, is
And
it?
yeah, my
Hmm.
soil is sandy, and but tomatoes. Tomatoes love sandy soil, I think, because it's more dry, and this means that they will be more disease resistant growing on this type of soil.
Mm.
It dries out much faster when it's raining and so on.
Hmm.
Um,
That makes
It's like
sense.
a sponge. Yeah.
What do you do? Do you fertilize once the tomatoes are established? What do you use like for amendments when you plant, if anything? And then
Yeah,
what?
I use
How do you
like
fertilize?
long-lasting fertilizing mix. I don't know if I can describe the what they put inside this fertilizer, but I think it's made in Russia, and I only put this fertilizer once when I plant my tomatoes outdoors, and that's all. And
Okay.
they get all the elements they need throughout the season from this fertilizer, and they do very, and they run very nice. I like even because I had an experiment when one of my garden bed was without this fertilizer, and three other garden beds was like they were with this kind of fertilizer, and I've seen the difference with my own eyes. Even the
Yeah.
leaves were like bluish and not as pale as the first garden bed. So and I'm growing my plants like for 2 years with this fertilizer, and I'm completely satisfied.
Wow. Good experiment.
Mm-hmm.
And so you only fertilize when you plant, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
And is it like is there seafood, but is it there like fish, kelp? Do you know anything what's in it? Or is it just not
I don't know.
translating?
I think some minerals, just some minerals.
Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm my mind is kind of blown about mixing your ground soil with the seed starting mix. I think that's kind of brilliant. I may have to
Would
try
make the
that.
seed starting mix go a little bit longer if you were to even do just like 1/5, a little bit
Yeah.
of it just to mix in. Something to
And
try
and
out.
I'm
Then
sorry. One important thing that I want to mention is that the nutrition is very important, and it influences the taste of tomatoes very much.
very
Because
much,
once I
yes.
grew my first varieties ever, like 8 years ago, and tasted these tomatoes and compared to the same tomatoes that a friend of mine and the farmer was selling at the market, and they tasted completely different. Mine
Hmm.
was like more bland, and his were like strawberry, and that's
Mm,
because of the fertilizer. Because
Wow.
the tomato needs nutrition.
mm-hmm. Yep.
It does. Um, and some people, they have like they do it every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks. I tend to not do that either.
Yeah.
I do
If
once
you
when
if you give them
planting.
too much too much nutrition, they will start to grow the green mass. Like
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
not
what is
not
Much
I know
healthy.
nitrogen.
Jen and I have similar views as far as watering schedule. Neither one of us water a lot. How about you? What do you do for watering? I know your environment's different from ours, but what works for
Oh,
you?
sometimes we have a dry season here, even though it's Europe. But I'm I almost don't water is growing outdoors, so I rely on the nature,
Hmm.
on the mother nature,
So
and
you're like
but
us.
Yeah.
yeah, but as long as I have sandy soil, I have to water my plants quite often, like once one time in 3 days, probably,
Mm.
Okay.
or
Riverdale Garden
sometimes
says
in a week. Yeah,
sandy soil drains well.
yeah, very well.
Kim Lund says, I fertilize once and I do not water, same as
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Joe from Grow Big TV. I don't know if you know that channel, Alex. Grow Big TV is fantastic. Joe,
Okay.
also he was Garden State Gardener. He's got a great channel. He wants to know if you use compost tea.
Yeah, I used compost tea before, but now I use compost only for some other types of vegetable, but not tomatoes.
Okay. So, gosh, we're at 90 minutes
And,
already.
and compost tea smells terrible. I don't like the smell.
It does. It does. I do. I like worm castings, though. I use that in
Mhm.
my initial thing, and some kelp meal and all of that. Gosh, Jen, you have any other questions for Alex? I have a million, but I don't have time to get to them. I think we hit all the stuff.
Yeah, no, you hit all my questions. Yeah.
This has been amazing, Alex. You want to stay with us to help give away some prizes?
As you wish.
It won't take long. One more question, because this is an important one, and I don't even know if you'll know the answer. Is city water bad for plants?
Oh,
I get well
I
water, so I'm
think
not
it
sure.
depends on, because in Belarus we have water of very high quality. Like
Yeah.
we are the land of rivers and lakes,
Hmm.
and we get a lot of water from down under. Like our source is located very deep in the ground, so
Mm,
our water is quite clear and good and tastes
It
great.
probably varies.
So,
Yeah.
and my
for
plot of
sure.
land is not in the city. It's more like a summer house, and I travel 25 kilometers or probably like 16 miles away from my city to grow my tomatoes. So we don't have a city water
Yeah.
there. So I can say it depends on where do you live and what kind of water you have.
Yeah. And what they put in it.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
city water, I
Varies.
think they tend to put fluoride in their water.
Mhm.
I've never read a study or known anything about what fluoride does
Because I
to
know
tomatoes,
that, for
anything.
example, in Moscow, they are sometimes afraid to drink their water running at
Mm.
their
Yeah.
homes because it's not safe.
Yeah,
I
I'm
do
sure.
know that the water that comes from the sky is really good.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
super.
Rainwater is the
Can't
best
compare.
because every time it rains, you go out there a day after, and it's just like they come alive.
Yeah,
They grow like
it's
another
very good,
foot, and you can water them.
but only if you live far enough from the nuclear power station. So,
Good point.
so you can use your rainwater.
And you,
Good point.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
Our buddy Kim Lund says city water has a lot of fluoride and salt in it. Best to use natural water. I kind of figured that. Thanks, Kim.
Hmm.
And Julia says, I noticed a huge difference going from city water to well water.
Oh
Interesting.
wow.
Of course.
So well
Interesting.
water was better then.
I would.
I'm guessing that
I've
well
got to
water is
assume.
probably
Yeah,
better.
we've got well water too. So let's give away some prizes. Jen, what are you going to give
Okay.
away today?
So my first prize is going to be a bunch of Kazulas. I've got Kazula 224, Kazula 133, Kazula 161, 179, and 174. So
All right, so
my
that'll be our
Kazula package.
first one. Let's get everybody up here. All right, we've got 37 people that entered. Good luck. This is for Jen's Kazula package. Thanks for putting this together, Jen. I'm not
Oh, no
giving
problem.
anything away today because I'm going away and I still have trades I need to fill from before. Winner is Katrine Puck.
Oh, cool.
Yay!
Hey,
Congratulations.
Katrine.
Please PM Jen with your address and all of that.
Yes, please.
All right, what's the next one?
Next one is, these are going to be all varieties that Alex has endorsed. Big Yellow Simpson, Zebra Zolta, which is Kazula 179, Thornburns Terracotta, Ananas Zebra, and Virginia Sweets.
All right, man, you're so, oops, don't want this one. All right, next winner. Good prizes. You're so generous, Jen.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just love you.
I love you too.
Idaho Garden Girl.
Idaho Garden Girl. Woohoo!
Yay.
I'm writing
I don't know.
this.
She's on YouTube. Are you in contact with her, Jen, as far as you know?
The name doesn't ring a bell.
Okay.
I think I know the name. I think, but I'm not sure.
All right.
But I
So if
think I
you can
know this channel.
contact,
Usually they contact me. They'll leave me a message or something, and then I'll tell them how to
yeah,
contact
or
me.
maybe you
Or
can
they get
comment
me
on one of
through
Jen's videos.
Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap.
Okay.
They'll
Great.
PM me. The
All right.
last one is going to be Fred Hempel Varieties for the late Fred
Ooh,
Hempel. So you can have your own Fred Hempel bed. I've got Sunrise Bumblebee, Blush, Pink Jazz, Creamsicle Grape, which was very tasty,
was
and
it? I'm gonna grow this. Yeah.
Fuego Verde. It almost doesn't taste like a tomato. It tastes like a grape.
Oh,
Like
it
it's a
sounds
great name
good.
for it. And I
Yeah.
almost was disappointed in it because I was like, it doesn't have any kind of tomato flavor in it.
Oh, funny. Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. He what a legend he was. He will be missed, but I'm growing a lot of his varieties this year too. Maybe a Fred bed.
Yep.
All right, let's give away this last prize. Fred Hempel varieties. And the winner is Reed Moore. Congratulations,
Okay.
Reed.
I know Reed.
Yep, please contact Jen. Congratulations, everybody.
Yay for the winners.
And yeah, so our next show is February 2nd. Again, we have Karen Olivier going to join us at 7 p.m. Eastern, back at our regular time. Make sure you subscribe to the Lucky Garden channel on YouTube if you haven't already. It's at Lucky Garden Tomatoes. And if you'd like to follow Alex on Instagram, his photography account is at Chumis Video, CHUMISVIDEO. Alex, this has been incredible.
Yes, thank you, Alex, for coming
Thanks,
on with
guys.
us. It's been wonderful having you.
This was a
Thank you.
great experience.
Oh,
This
please keep doing
this
what
was
you're
my
doing.
longest talk, I think, ever in English. Probably.
You
Oh,
did
wow.
great.
Yeah, you
I
did
know you think your
fantastic.
English isn't great, but it's great.
It is. It's fantastic.
And it's not even your second
Thanks.
language.
Well, I know
Yeah,
that
it's my
there's
third.
the people in that the English is their first language and they don't talk as good as you.
True. True. You're getting a lot of thanks in the comments. Thank you, Alex. Thank you,
Oh,
Alex.
so nice.
Malachi
Thank you
Jen,
all.
thank you, Alex. Yeah, getting a lot. So Cindy Stone, thank you, Alex. Thank you so much for being here. It's been an honor to learn and talk to you for the last 90 minutes.
Yes, and thank you everyone for joining us today. It's been
Yes,
so wonderful. But
yes.
how many people? There's like 58 I'm seeing.
We
Is
were
that?
up to a little over 60 live.
Oh
For
wow!
live, that's really good, especially at a special time.
Yay!
And
So
I
much
also,
fun.
the special time, I also noticed we're getting more of the members from Europe who can't join us at night. So
Oh,
that's
very
great.
cool.
Yeah, I think Katrine's
Yeah.
one of them. So we will see you on February 2nd. Make sure you subscribe to Alex's YouTube channel. And Alex, keep doing what you're doing. We enjoy your videos so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. I'll try to do my best.
You do. You do great. Bye. Well, we will see. Thank you, Jen. I love you. I love doing
Yes,
this
love
with
you too. Everybody, enjoy your day.
And peace and love, and get your gratitude on, gang. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.